Hi, everyone. Troy Rollmeyer here, and I am so excited to introduce you today to Matt Brubaker of Cobalt Painting, a member of our Portland Network and Action Group. Hey, Matt, how's it going?
Great, Troy. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. So, the purpose of this video is for members to learn a little bit more about you so that they can refer you. And you guys are a little bit unique. So, one, talk to me about your painting journey. This is not your first rodeo.
No, it's not. Actually been in the business almost 20 years. Didn't really go to school or was in the trades. Didn't think I would get into construction. But after being a mortgage broker and things were kind of changing things at the end of the early 2000s, decided to switch careers and happened to fall into a paint business. Learned things from the ground up, being an estimator, or project manager. Worked for that company for 10 years, and then made a switch and helped another guy start a business. He was the money guy, and I was the general manager, and built that company over 6 years. After that, it was about time for me to run my own business. It was one of those things that had been a I guess, goal of mine to own my own business. And so in January 2022, my wife Jamie and I started our own business, and yeah, and we keep growing, and things have been awesome.
That is awesome. So I knew that story, but it's always fun to see like part of a journey, right? Um, Cobalt painting really, if it needs paint, you can do it, right? But you guys have some specialties. Why don't you talk about some of the like the niches that Cobalt works really well in?
Yeah, based on my experience, first 16 years was a lot of commercial work. So it's something I know. When we started the business off, we started doing homes, exterior, interior homes, kitchen cabinets, those types of things, which has been great. And we'll continue to do those, and it is a specialty of ours. But with my experience, specialty is commercial work. Did a lot of new construction, which has its challenges, but also its rewards. What we find most rewarding as our specialty now is multifamily exterior apartment repaints, and or commercial industrial buildings, big concrete buildings, retail centers, that type of thing. So mostly a repaint, but we also and interior offices, remodels, and that type of thing. So the commercial is a specialty for us, especially the apartment exterior repaints.
So let me ask a hard-hitting question. There's a lot of painting contractors out there. What separates Cobalt from the rest?
Well, what we've done is over my 16 years working for other people, they did some things really well, but they also did some things that I didn't think were the best way of doing things. And so taking what I've learned over 16 years and changing that as we've started Cobalt and growing and building our foundations, we've worked to create what we call the Cobalt standard. It's how we hold our crews accountable. It's how we hold ourselves accountable, and it's how we treat people too. And it also in turn gives the best finish and finished product to the client, no matter being a home or a commercial building. We have standards that we live by no matter what, on each step of the painting process, from the time we show up to give an estimate to the time we leave and final walk with the customer. Um, and so that's what sets us apart. When we show up looking nice, not in paint, with paint all over ourselves in a dirty van. Show up in a nice car. Show up, looking nice and clean to show that we are a professional company. Not to talk poorly about other paint companies, but sometimes it just doesn't, the way they present themselves and how they show up can be a deterrent for some clients.
Well, Matt, I agree, and that's why you're my go-to referral partner on the painting side. Painting isn't your whole life, although it does seem to take a lot of it. What do you do when you're not painting?
What I do when I'm not painting? Well, I love sports, and so I love watching sports. Timbers is one of my favorite local teams, so I do go to games doing that. I do love the Dodgers on the baseball side and the 49ers on the football side, so I like watching games. So when I can, like to go to Seattle once a year when the Dodgers go up there. It's fun to see your hometown team um, close by. I also love to golf. I'd love to golf more than I do, but it's a nice to get out, especially when the weather's nice, to just kind of clear the mind and play golf. And then camping and fishing. Love sitting by a lake, throwing up a chair, throwing a line in. I don't like using a lure and constantly doing something. I like to just sit back and relax. Same thing with camping. Just like to be able to set things up and just enjoy nature and time with family and just enjoy things. So that's a lot of what I do. Last thing, I do a lot of things outside, but I love cooking too.
I was gonna say,
Barbecue,
I'm waiting
yeah.
for the barbecue.
Barbecue for sure, but also cooking inside too. But yeah, love grilling burgers, but also smoking some meats and all that. So cooking is a passion of mine as well.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Matthew Brubaker of Cobalt Painting. Matt, it's so awesome to have you as part of this Portland group, and I appreciate you. So I only have one thing left to say is I'll see you next month.
Sounds good. We'll see you then.